Hi, Team Human. Sunshine back for another update on how the Great Unpack is going. Just to recap, Sunshine was an active walking about human until last summer, last June, and she fell in a big hole. We're calling it the Great Fall now, and then she got to spend two months in the hospital, getting better. So grateful to everyone there. So I'm in a wheelchair now. Yeah, if you haven't caught the channel. And so what we're talking about in this channel is how do we get through a transition like this with a smile. Really focusing on smiles. And when I woke up this morning, I'm like surrounded by boxes and, just I had some dread and some, just fear. Like, how am I going to cope with all this stuff in a wheelchair? And we're going to talk a lot about stuff and what stuff means to us. How much stuff do we need? I have been, over the last 5 years, just getting rid of stuff. At 10 years, actually, I have been de-stuffing my life. I feel so much lighter and happier. Doesn't mean I don't buy stuff, guys, but I'm really going to have to stop doing that because it costs money, as we've noticed. So I want to talk right now about some successes I'm having dealing with my dread over this stuff and how I live alone. And other than Big Fish, I don't really have anyone hanging about who wants to deal with my stuff. And I don't blame him. I don't want to deal with anybody else's stuff. So, but I do love people, and I if I was there, I would be helpful, I hope. One of the things I would do is provide some tips that, brand new to the wheelchair, just been 2 months. I got out of the hospital in August. It's October. And so I'm pretty damn impressed with myself, actually. There haven't been, there's some real low moments, kids, and we'll talk about that. And how do we get through those with a smile? Because I need your help. We all need each other in this life thing. So what was today's, we're having a success. Like, how do I get stuff from point A to point B when I'm in a wheelchair? And I know lots of you have great tips. And if you would send me photos of things that you've come up with to, get stuff from point A to point B in the wheelchair. Because one of the things I am finding early on in this transition is I get real frustrated real fast, and I need to stop that. When I just feel like I don't know how to do this, why isn't this working, blah, blah, blah. Stop. That's what really needs to happen when I get flustered, is I need to slow down. And I could have avoided the Great Fall potentially if I had just been going slower. Anyway, so here's the success story. So how do I get stuff from point A to point B? This would not work for beverages, but it does work for stuff that needs to get in the washing machine. So it's just this nice soft bag made out of some poor animal. Well, it's not leather, but it's made out of hair, I guess we would call that, right? Like alpaca hair, or anyway, this is not the animal's skin, it's its hair, so it's okay. And then I just put the dirty clothes right in there, and it's not too heavy. And we're going to wheel over to the washing machine and put this stuff in the washing machine. I am so lucky to have a washing machine. I would like to get, one of the things I noticed this morning, I was getting going and messing with YouTube, and of course it's not going right, technological challenges. I noticed I was getting on the struggle bus. It's like, it's 7 in the morning and I'm already suffering, and no, we're not doing that. So what I did was I stopped getting on the struggle bus and said, okay, we used to, in addition to our wonderful green smoothie every morning, we would have a gratitude prayer. And again, I had the best morning routine. I didn't always do all the elements, but when I did, my life was better. So we're going to get back to that. So I got off the struggle bus and did a gratitude prayer. And Big Fish picked up lots and lots of heavy boxes for me and brought them here yesterday. And just as a dear friend, and I so appreciate that. It's not that hard for him to pick up big heavy boxes. I can't remember, you're supposed to know, men who are powerlifters, you're supposed to know their numbers, right? Because that shows you care. Numbers don't mean much to me, but he can pick up like 550 pounds. Woohoo! He picked up 2 Marines at one time and held them over his head. He did. They were women Marines, but anyway, I saw that picture and I'm like, wow. I would not let someone do that to me. But then years later, well, yeah, it has been years later, he just had to pick me up. So he's good at that. And it would be much harder for me to pick up heavy things. And he had his little brother to help him. So that was nice. But wow, what an effort, guys. Thank you, thank you. There's lots more to come. And I just need to be very, very appreciative so that he keeps bringing the boxes. They've been living in a storage locker for 4 months. And they got lonely. They got lonely there. The blender cried out to me. The toaster oven said, let us out of here. So we found the toaster oven. I mentioned that yesterday, but it's still in the box. I can't get out of the box, and I want some toast. But I put in a plea to Big Fish. Maybe he will come today, if he has time. I really can't ask for too much. So I can ask. I will not receive necessarily, and I don't want to be grumpy about it. I've got what I need. I am managing, but toast would help. So get a nice, what would we call this? I call it a basket. Nice basket, and you put it right on your lap, and I don't think it'll fall over. And woo, look at that! I can go backwards and forwards. Not far. I wouldn't walk miles with this, but wow, it's a solution. So instead of getting frustrated, I found. Well, I luckily had this in a box. I didn't buy it thinking, wow, I'll be in a wheelchair one day and I'm gonna need something like this to get stuff around. No, didn't have that presence of mind. Anyway, so hang with me, guys. The Great Fall and now the Great Unpack, day 2. Let's call it a big success so far, because I'm finding some nifty things, and I'm also finding some reminders of things I didn't want to be doing, and can't do them anymore anyway. What's the point of worrying about it? But anyway, sometimes you find things in boxes that you didn't want to see, but then you just recycle those. So anyway, that's update for day 2. I know you're excited to just keep tuning in. One day I will get my hair cut, and I could improve my look dramatically. I was in the hospital for 2 months, and I didn't put makeup on. And it didn't occur to me to put on makeup, and then all of a sudden I went, oh, that would be kind of fun. We should do something for our face. And I have women friends who are like, spend a lot of time on their eyebrows, and I never have. And maybe I could take a few tips on some eyebrow work. That would be good. So keeping spirits up, guys. Just you got to keep out there. And what I need to do now is stop talking, stop worrying about the basket, and eat some. I think we could do yogurt or we could do oatmeal. I think we'll do yogurt with frozen blueberries. Woohoo!